Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the 31st Lap Live, coming to you from the front stretch of the Utica-Rome Speedway after the Victoria 200. What a thrilling race. That was an amazing outing, and congratulations. We've already got him here in the studio. Bobby Verona, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That was one heck of a race. It really took its toll on me physically, I can tell you that.
Well, you guys, I'll tell you, you ran 79 laps green flag racing. That is impressive here.
It was wild.
I watched you and I was tired.
Well, we started out with a tight race car, and she stayed tight all the way through. Early in the race, I wasn't even sure that we were going to keep it on the speedway. You know, that's how tight it was. So I just had to wait for the track to come to us and bide our time. But by that time, you know, when I got to, I had no idea who was who. I had to start looking at the scoreboard to see what position we were in, and the first time I looked up, we were third already, and I was like, well, we're making headway here. I couldn't see Pat Ward or Jimmy Davis anywhere in my sights, so I said, well, I guess we better get on a horse and start riding.
You know, we had some weather issues there prior to the start of that race. How did that affect your race car?
We were actually set up better for the dry slick, and that's what took the car so long to come in.
Right.
So how good was that car once it did come in? I'll tell you, because I don't know what you do. When you put those sail panels on, this thing is a rocket ship. I mean, you literally ran down Jimmy Davis from the 14th starting spot with no cautions, and at one point, he was 4 seconds in front of you.
Jimmy ran a heck of a race, you know.
He
was very, very fast. He wasn't missing his marks. He was on the money. He was wherever the lap cars weren't, he was filling the hole. He was doing everything he could to try and keep me behind him, and it worked out great for him until the caution came out, and I was a little suspicious about that caution. We had just gotten the lead out of turn 4, and I come around and the 18 car brought out the caution. Wait a minute here, they're teammates.
Yeah, the caution comes out, but that did change that race. Jimmy got a great restart, but you got an even better run down there on the west end, and you were able to make the pass for the lead.
Yeah, our cars were definitely different. He was real good on his drive off, and I was real good in and through the center. And I had to carry the momentum, but it's tough to race like that, so you got to really be up on the wheel and paying attention.
Now you mentioned you're up on the wheel. I don't know what it is at these big races, but it seems like our home track guys, the guys that race here a lot, they just know how to get it done in these longer races. Because you look at the guys you were lapping there before that caution, you're racing with Tim Fuller, Billy Decker, Brett Hearn. How good as a driver does that feel when you know that you're putting guys like that a lap down?
Well, we come into this race with a huge advantage running here weekly and, you know, running some of these extra distance races. I know that these guys have run the extra distance races too. It's not going to be long before somebody's catching up to us, so we're going to enjoy as many as we can. So,
whatever you said last night, you said the car was a little bit, I'll give you a tick off, I think you said. Did you find it today, I think?
Well, the racetrack was long, or the race was long enough that we were able to make it through, but no, she was still very, very, very tight. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but she definitely had some grip, and I just wanted to rotate a little bit better so I don't have to work quite as hard. You know, you're working the brake, you're working the gas, you're working the brake, you're working the wheel, you know, and you got to get everything together. So
I talked to you down on the front stretch. How important is it to get a win like this for Dave Cruikshank and all that he's done for you?
Well, this is our last year, so it's fantastic. The guy has given me some of the best race cars I've ever had. And I've had some good race cars. You know, I've driven for the Harold Trucking Team and Jake Spraker and Eric Kingsley, and you know, I've driven for a lot of really good teams. But this is really a low buck team. A lot of people don't realize how low buck it is, but he's always come through, and he gives us what we need. You know, we don't have all the frills and thrills that some of the other teams have, but what do we need them for, you know, when we can come out and do something like this?
As long as it's getting the job done, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
What does this one mean compared to the other ones? You know, you've got 2 of these now, and that's more than anybody else has been able to do here.
Well, like I said, my grandfather was a veteran of World War II, and he passed away last Sunday night, so I dedicated the race to him. His name was Ferris Foster. He's right from up in this area because I'm originally from around here, but he was a fantastic man, and I want to also thank all the veterans for all their putting their life on the line for this country. And I think that too many Americans take that way too for granted.
Yeah.
These guys, they're out on the front lines firing cannons at each other and watching. And when I talk to my grandfather, whenever I talk to him about the World War, he used to just say, boy, that's something that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bad stuff that these men saw, and they had to carry that with them for a lifetime. It's not just the fact that they put their life on the line, it's their whole life and what they had to go through, whatever war.
Yep.
Bobby, anybody else you got to thank? We'll let you get done here, and we'll let you go over there and celebrate and enjoy this one.
We got a lot of great sponsors. Joe Bertozzi Racing has helped us out. Countryman Auto, Supply Wagon Rentals, Dover Brake, Leslie Home Improvement. We've got a lot of great sponsors. We lost a few this year due to the poor economy. Hopefully things will turn around and we'll be able to pick up some of the sponsors. We're definitely going to need them for next year because we're going to try and do something on our own, I guess. So we want to keep pushing away after it, and hopefully something will come our way for next year.
Well, Bobby, thanks a lot, man. Congratulations once again on picking up a Victoria 200 win.
Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So again, that is Bobby Veron picking up his second consecutive win. I believe it is his, third consecutive big race win here at the Utica-Rome Speedway. So again, congratulations to Bobby Veron. He'll exit stage right, and we'll bring right on cue here our second place finisher, Jimmy Davis. Another guy that has been on the show here in the past, and he ran a hell of a race there. And
you ran a race of your life, man.
Thank you.
That was, you finished second, and I'm sure you're a little disappointed. I know all of us would be, but as a person watching that race, it was so much fun to be in the tower calling that race and watching it. Just two guys giving each other room and just racing. It was awesome. I mean, I don't know how it is from your seat. I'm sure it's a little bit different, but it was fun to watch, man.
It definitely was a lot of fun. We've been working hard at these shows for a lot of years, and we were hoping to finish in the top three eventually. And Bobby's always had these shows covered for some reason or another. And
he does.
I'm gonna have to kidnap him one day and see what his secrets are, because he's so goddamn good with these sail panels. So, but we're getting better. I got a heck of a team behind me for this place. It's a lot of fun when I can come up here and know I got good equipment and total support from Turning Stone and Rude Racing and everybody affiliated with that race car. It's a big weight off my shoulders.
No, you see that caution in there. Unfortunately, it was your teammate. He had some problems there, but is that something you want to see at that point, considering the things you got going on in front of you? I mean, you got guys racing for position. Danny Johnson is there, Larry White. Those guys are fighting, literally fighting to stay on the lead lap. Yeah. And you're making three wide moves. You got Mike Mahaney there. He's a lap down, but he's just as fast as you guys are. Right. I mean, are you hoping to see that caution, or are you just, let's just keep this thing rolling?
At one point, I thought I would. I wanted to see one there when they're about 5 wide in front of me. And there was absolutely no place for me to go, and I knew they were slowing me up. But when laps are ticking on like that towards the end of the race, and there was a few times there I did see Bobby on the inside of me coming out of 4, and I was just hoping I could clear the next guy before he could. So. Right. I was a little disappointed to see the caution at that point. So
yeah, I would think it breaks your momentum, doesn't it? Your rhythm.
Yeah, it does. And the tires cooled down, and for whatever reason, the car got a little bit tighter for me. And maybe it was because the tires cooled down, but it took like another 6-7 laps for the car to free up again to where I could work traffic again and get back into a rhythm. So. We'll have to work on that, so in case something like that does happen in the future, we'll be able to cure that and be able to get going again.
We have another big 100-lap race at the end of the year. You get to do it all over again.
Yeah, and we're going to work real hard to try to get one spot better for that race.
You had to learn a lot by this.
Yeah, anytime you're racing against the caliber of drivers out there like we were today, and just the way they would get through traffic, or the way they race so hard, and it's just a big learning deal for us. We're not accustomed to running in these 100-lappers or bigger races, and to be able to come here and do that and be competitive, it feels really good.
Well, Jimmy, you thank Jason Rude and the whole Rude Racing group. Anybody else you got to thank? You got a lot of guys that come with you and help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. My entire crew, we're housing that car down in my shop, so we're working on the 18 car and the 73, which we run at Fonda. And, the workload can get pretty heavy, especially when you run Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So those guys are the reason I'm here. I drove a heck of a race, but they gave me a good race car to drive too. So I got to thank all my crew members, my brother John, my tire guy. He stayed home yesterday so that we were set up today, and he sent us up here with what we needed to run yesterday, and we had a good run yesterday too. My crew chief, Dave Gregor, Mike Rhodes, Susie Hagan, my daughter, just everybody. My grandfather, he's a huge part in both these operations. So it's really good that we can finally give some results back.
Well, Jimmy, congratulations on that second place finish, man. We'll let you go over there, get a drink, relax a little bit, cool down. But again, thanks for coming on and taking the time to do this. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Great job, man.
All right, Jimmy Davis, second place finisher here in the Victoria. Again, great job. And
Good job, Jimmy.
That's right.
Yes. And pulling in now.
Once again, this is the 31st lap. We jumped right into this thing. We never even did a formal introduction.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Markwood. With me here on the stage, right here on the Midway at Utica-Rome Speedway, coming to you live with the post-race results of the Victoria 200. Mike Mallett, Rich Post, and John Bomas. We welcome all the listeners that were joining us. Tony Sometimes in the Sauce podcast wrapped up a little bit earlier, and I believe Jim Sinocropi came in. Bridge the gap. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We've already got Bobby Verona. We talked to Jimmy Davis, and now Pat Ward. Pat, you had a great car out there.
Yeah, we were decent. Them guys were just a little tighter than I was. With a small block, I was a little worried we were going to be tight the way the track looked from the pits there before and the way the rain looked like it was coming. But actually, we didn't tighten it up quite enough. But them two guys they're just good here when it's like that.
That rain, you mentioned that rain. Did you guys, you made the changes. Obviously, next time you're going to know. But you're basing it off past experience here? Because usually, even if you get that little bit of moisture, the track usually buzzes off earlier.
We knew it would come around. We just didn't know how long it would take. But unfortunately, the slipperier I got, the better they got, and the looser I got.
Now, this year you've been struggling a little bit. You guys have had some tough luck. But this race, we know you want to win. You lead the race early. But it's still got to feel good to know you're right there. I mean, you're with Bobby Verona, the guy that you put sail panels on, he wins every race, it seems like here.
Yeah.
You won yesterday. Jimmy Davis is there. He had a great race car. You're the third best car considering all the great guys that were here. Things are coming around for your team.
Yeah, we're running better and better. You look at the guys we're lapping, just top caliber guys. Fortunately, I drew the pole. I don't know how many of them I would have lapped if I hadn't. But I think we had a third-place car, and that's where we finished.
Yeah, you finished third. You had Tim McCready behind you, Matt Shepard. They were behind you, but they weren't challenging. They weren't coming to get you, nothing like that. So your car was that good. Again, what do you think you guys could? You just got to tighten it up more, or was that the key?
We needed to be a little tighter on entry. That's where I seem to be losing my speed. I'm still pretty good middle off, but just a little too loose on entry.
These big races, you got to love them when they come here to Utica-Rome because it always seems like, I mentioned the Bobby, Jim, it's always our guys that go out there and show these guys how to get it done.
Yeah, I don't like seeing the outsiders come in and take the money. And I mean, usually Stewart and Willie and all them guys are in there. They were a little off tonight, but they find it pretty tough to take money away from us guys. Yeah.
What do you think here as the rest of the season rolls on? We're going to see that 42P in Victory Lane a few more times?
Yeah, I think it will. We're getting better and better. It's tough on the other two tracks I've been at all year, but I'll get my turn to start up front and then win races too like the other guys are getting.
Well, Pat, anybody you got to thank tonight?
John Lohr, Larry White, the same guys. My crew, we were up 5:30 this morning unloading the car and going through it, and they work real hard to help me out, so that's it.
Hopefully you got to bed a little bit earlier than that then.
I'm getting pretty old. I'm ready for bed again.
Well, Pat, hey, thanks a lot, man. Great job. Job well done tonight. And, again, Pat Ward, third place finisher here in the Victoria.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming on, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
And again, we do appreciate it, Pat. You taking the time to come over here and chat with us. And we do appreciate all the drivers that came on. Pat Ward came on earlier tonight. Hey, Pat, remember that. When you came on the pre-race show, you got a top 3 finish. So maybe next time you'll have to go second because Bobby went second. That was the winning spot tonight. So, Pat Ward, third place finish. I'll tell you, that was cool. This is one of the most fun things I've done, having the opportunity to sit here and chat with those drivers and go through the race and just to talk with them right after the race and give everybody at home a perspective of how things went here at Utica-Rome tonight. Because if you missed it, you missed a hell of a show. And I think, I don't care who you talk to, they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Huh? Right, Mel? You like that one? Yeah, that was a great race.
Mel Thomas hanging on the railing here, checking out what we're doing. It was a fantastic race. I was watching there Bobby Verona was looking real good middle stage, and he started running down that 18 car, and it shaped up to be a real good race in traffic, and then bang, the yellow flag comes out.
Yep.
We do have the order of finish here. Bobby Verona, as we said, picked up his second Victoria 200. Jimmy Davis, Pat Ward, we talked to those three. Matt Shepard, Tim McCready, 4th and 5th, followed by Jimmy Phelps, Danny Verona, Danny Johnson, Larry White. Those are your top 9. Only 9 cars finished on
the lead lap.
How
What's
about
that tell you? Read the names of cars that were a lap down.
10th was Stu Friesen, 11th Tim Fuller, Mike Mahaney, Billy Decker, Ryan Phelps, Gary Tompkins, and 15th Alan Jackson, Billy Trexler, Brett Hearn, Ryan Godown, Rob Bellinger, and 20th Roy Bresnahan, Doug Manmiller, Chris Heil, Jackie Brown, Jason Rude in 25th. Chad Phelps, Willie Decker, Matt Hulsizer, Rick Lawback, and Kevin Bates finished 30th in the 30-car field.
You know, we were talking to those guys. At one point, the racing was so intense with the guys they were lapping. I mean, you had Tim Fuller, Billy Decker. They were fighting for about 14th and 15th.
And Brett was right there,
and Brett was right there with them.
Jimmy Phelps.
They were, they were all right there, and they were all fighting to stay on the lead lap. What's that tell you about how good those guys were? Bobby Verona, and Jimmy Davis, and Pat Ward.
Yeah,
I mean, they were so good tonight. Their cars were just spot on. They were lapping the best of the best.
And that's really where you could tell that they were that good is when they got into traffic. They just put the car right where they wanted it.
That's when I noticed it when Jimmy came up on Brett and the other two guys, to lap them is just, that's remarkable.
And how awesome,
you don't expect that.
How awesome was the track? And when we got that thunderstorm that came through here right before feature was ready to roll out, that track was racy. There was 3 grooves, no problem. 3,
4, occasionally there was 5 or 6.
Yeah, and for those of us that come here weekly, anybody that has been here in 2012 on a regular basis, that is how that track has been every week. It has been spectacular. I mean, it has been like that. Every race we've had here has been great. There's not a night that I've left here saying, man, that was a long night. Why?
I would agree totally with Mike about that. There's been 6 different winners and 6 races this year at Utica-Rome, so that's pretty impressive.
Statistician of the 31st lap.
The official statistician / historian here, Doug Zupan hopping in.
Bobby Veron's 28th career win here at Utica-Rome, and he passed Jack Johnson tonight on the all-time win list.
And that's
wow.
It's almost fitting. Jack Johnson went in the Hall of Fame, and he was one of the best to ever wheel a race car. I was fortunate enough to be here for his last career win here at Utica-Rome Speedway. I actually got the opportunity to call that race, and he's definitely missed at the racetrack. Seeing him behind the wheel of that 12A. I know we all. Whenever we go to Fonder, you go to Utica, the places Jack was so dominant. You see Ronnie Johnson race, but you still miss seeing the 12A out there on the racetrack.
Amen.
Yeah, I know you do, Balmas. Balmas a huge Jack Johnson fan. Again, as you know, he went into the Hall of Fame. Give you some lap leader information and things like that. We talked about how they finished. Pat Ward got the lead early, started on the point. Had a good race early on with him and Danny Verona for the lead. Danny Verona, I'll tell you, the kid is coming into his own. He is, he might be living in Bobby Veron's shadow a little bit there just because, his dad's Bobby Verona.
Give it time.
But he is showing that he got the ability to go out there and get it done. He's already got 2 wins. He hung there early with Pat Ward. They battled it out early on, and then about lap 31, Jimmy Davis made his moves. He started to come out in the car, started getting really strong for him. Then he took the lead, and that mix between 31 and 79 when we had our only caution of the race,
awesome racing.
Unbelievable. There's no
watching Bobby
possible
Verona
way.
carve his way up through was unbelievable.
There's no possible way to even talk about it. I mean, Bobby Verona, as we mentioned, he started on the outside. Where is he? Of the 7th row, so he started 14th.
Yeah.
Some other guys you got to give some credit to. At one point, Larry White was in front of Bobby Verona. Larry White started 19th. I believe it was about the midway point. Larry White was fast. He came up through there, and he was driving. And another guy you got to give some credit to, how about the doctor? Had to use a provisional starting spot. Started in position number 25, and he scored a top 10 last car on the lead lap.
How about that?
So, so Danny Johnson, he wheeled that 7Z today.
Yep.
So there was a lot of guys, a lot of guys moving, a lot of guys shaking.
What did you say? There was 9 cars on the lead lap, right?
9 cars, yeah.
To me, that's the remarkable part. We were talking earlier about Brewerton going green and checker on Friday night, and they didn't lap anybody, right?
No,
They were
not
all
one.
on the lead lap?
No, nobody got lapped.
Today, you had a 100-lapper, 1 caution, and they only lapped up to 10th place.
Yeah,
that's remarkable.
Yeah, so there were 16 cars
Typically
lapped down,
in a
and
race
you
like that,
can't
they
count
got 2 or 3 cars left.
Right, and you can't count a couple of those guys because obviously some guys pulled in. I know Kevin Bates pulled in early. Things like the guys that were just going out to get their ROC points. They used provisionals. I mean, there were 6 provisionals in this race. Danny Johnson and Billy Decker used Race of Champions provisionals. Then, of course, Race of Champions Series rules allow for 1 extra or one provisional per track if you don't have one in. That would be Grandview's was Doug Manmiller, and I don't know where he ended up in. Rick Laubach used a Bridgeport provisional.
Kevin Bates was Penn
Can, and then Jackie Brown secured the Glen Ridge provisional. So
Manmiller was 22nd, and Rick Laubach was 29th.
You know what? Finishes like that, though, this is a combined race at the end of the year. Just making the show and getting those couple laps, getting a couple of positions, every little bit helps.
Yeah.
No doubt. Once again, this is the 31st Lap Live presented by Finish Line Web Design, coming to you live from the Midway at Utica-Rome Speedway as part of the post-race ceremonies as the Victoria 200. We really appreciate everybody hanging out with us and sharing your Memorial Day weekend. We hope you enjoyed the coverage online on Facebook and Twitter. Typically, the 31st Lap goes live to tape every Thursday night, and the show is up almost immediately after. If you don't keep the late hours, be sure to visit 31stlap.com. FingerLakes1.com content is also available on Stitcher Radio and YouTube. I don't know if you were keeping track, but we were real busy down here. We had a photo album up from photos in the pics. We did an interview with Mel Thomas during the rain delay, and we're working on getting that uploaded, and all sorts of Twitter updates and stuff like that, some information going on. And I tell you what, you can watch it at home on Twitter. You can follow it on Facebook all you want, but it is nothing like being here. You have to get to this racetrack, and you have to see this race.
Yeah, it's funny. You text me about midway through, you're doing updates, and I feel bad for you. You're not getting to see too much, and you're like, this is a hell of a race. This is unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Well, the Thomas video booth was right over there.
Yeah.
And they had the feed, so I could watch the race on the TV there and still keep an eye on all this stuff. And then once the feature got going, it was such a great feature. There was nobody out here. There was nobody out here.
No, it was just you, right?
So I just kind of stood in the aisleway and watched what I could watch. And man, what a race.
And we talk about the racing service being so good here. If you can hear it in the background, that's the grader going out onto the racetrack.
Working
track prep.
already at work.
Yep. Racing's just getting done. They're going out there to track prep. I'll tell you what, we gotta thank all the fans that came out today and came and supported and watched this. Watched us online, watched us live.
We were gonna catch up with Jay Fish here too before he took off. I don't know if he has departed or not, but he was hanging around here
a
as well.
second ago.
Did he have to go pee?
It's entirely possible.
He was here a second ago. He hadn't
you know how happy I am to have JB here, Jeff Barrett. Normally I do the track on my own, and I'll say, guys, I need an extra lap. And they're like, why? I'm like, I got to pee. Then I can run down to the Porta John back over there.
Well, we had so many fans watching online earlier today, and now we've got a bunch of people watching with us now, catching that post-race show. And then we had all sorts of people hanging out with us, asking questions. A bunch of decals got given out, so that was cool. And really, it was a great weekend for the 31st lap. When you look at Sean Donath picks up the win in the sprint car program last night. Pat Ward, we talked with him earlier today. He ends up third. Jimmy Davis been on the show before. He's second. Bobby Varon, he made it on the show twice in the same day.
He's been twice in the same day, 3 times now for Bobby Varon being on the show.
Is he the first three-peat?
Yeah.
Jimmy Davis.
Yeah, Jimmy Davis has been on twice, but Bobby Varon's the first trifecta.
And the first twice in the same day.
Yes, twice in the same day.
Only because of the order.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and Pat Ward was twice.
It.
Yeah, and Pat Ward was twice in the same day too. So, I don't know. I'm still kind of speechless about how good of a day this really was. Mother Nature threw a curveball there. We were saying up in the tower, well, this came from nowhere. We did not see that on the radar. Then all of a sudden, it's raining. Yeah. We're like, where did that come from?
Well, that was Mother Nature taking care of us because we want to step on the sauce and Tony sometimes back there in Seneca Falls. We needed that rain delay.
Needed a little rain delay. They were, doing their thing over there. So
worked out well.
So, Rich, what's your impression? Obviously, you have not been here. We were talking earlier. You haven't been here since you were a real little kid. What do you think here at Utica-Rome?
This facility is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a race here yesterday, and you walk in and the grounds are spotless. Everything is painted nice. It looks good. It's kept clean. The racing surface was phenomenal when I got here. I mean, it was wet and tacky, and they obviously put a lot of effort into it after last night's event. And to come and follow it up with a 100-lap race that put on the show that it did, I mean, if you didn't come here, you're foolish because that was a hell of a race. I mean, a hell of a facility. All the staff is beyond friendly, more than helpful, with the exception of Mike.
What goes around comes around. I've been giving a lot of crap to everybody today, so I'll take that one on my own. I deserve it. No big deal.
Well, I don't know if you deserved it, but I took the shot anyway.
That's fine. That's fine. It happens. I'm excited what you're doing over there, Mel. I'm going to end up doing that at some point. We got Mel's off to the side here. This is what we like. We've got a couple fans still hanging out here, and thanks for listening to us. We hope you listen to us during the week is the question. All right, on Thursday nights. That's awesome. And that's what it's all about, man.
That is.
That's not about the paycheck.
Nope. Nope. not this time around.
No. Today was an awesome day. I don't think there's anything more I could add. Bombas, what do you think?
I think it was great. I'm glad that we did this. We got a little, little experiment here and nice taste. I think everything went well. Everything went smoothly. I know you two put in a lot of hard work to get this set up because Rich and I were not here last night. So, we thank you for that too.
Yeah, so thanks for the
test
session.
No. Actually, it was pretty funny yesterday watching him freak out. He's like, I don't know why it's working. I'm not going to use the language he used because it's not appropriate.
He freaks out very easily. We saw that this afternoon.
He didn't freak out.
I don't think I ever freaked out today.
He got it done.
Let me tell you,
he knows how to focus.
I can forewarn you. If I'm going to freak out, I'll freak out. I'll let you know. There will be a tapestry of profanity hanging over this track for months.
So we want to take an opportunity to look back at some other results here. We did it earlier today.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some other stuff here from the weekend.
The fact is, as great as this race was, there was plenty of other racing action that was
let's
going
just
on.
talk
They were all
about
great races too.
Let's just talk
Zupi,
about
you're gonna gracefully bow out. We appreciate you stopping by.
Zupi,
Zupi.
Hey, you're always welcome, bud. You got a front row seat there. It's good. I know you love Rich and all. I think he just got mad at you for touching his leg, but
no, I wasn't mad.
Okay. Right.
Wow. So you liked it. That's wrong.
Yeah, so
you might have to move over a chair.
Yeah, he's gonna go have a cold beverage and rub it in. But let's talk a little bit about the whole weekend here at Utica-Rome. Yesterday we had racing action, of course. It was the Empire Super Sprints holiday weekend, as they always are. If you come to Utica-Rome on a holiday, whether it be July 4th weekend, Labor Day weekend, the Empire Super Sprints are in town on Memorial Day as well. Picking up the win, our first guest yesterday, Sean Doneth. So Sean Doneth was the winner in that division. Picking up the modified feature win was Pat Ward not by much, over...
by a tick, as it were.
Yeah, over Bobby Varon. It was almost deja vu when I was watching those two racing there for a little bit. When they were side by side. I'm like, this is like a recap of yesterday. The same thing happened. They were both running the same line. Pat Ward was down low, Bobby Varon up high. Rolling Wheels Raceway yesterday, they had a 100-lap event. It was Super Matt Shepard, who was in this field tonight again, earned a 4th place finish.
Yeah, he got that late too. He ended up getting by
Real
Tim
late.
McCready.
Yep. Other winners on the weekend here at Utica-Rome, the Pro Stocks yesterday. Glenn Forward driving a car that was formerly owned by Rocky Warner and gang, who won the track championship here a year ago.
I had a story for you earlier about Rocky Warner. If I had to tell you,
we'll have to talk about it. And then Jeremy Vunk picked up the win in the Sportsman division, and Rocky Warner actually got a top 10 finish with a crate Sportsman in the Open Sportsman division. And then it was Ricky Breed, we like to call him the race director. He picked up the win in the pure stock ranks. Oh no, I can't believe John Tiff just brought that out.
What?
That is what I'm talking about.
This is.
Oh man. Now I know what Jim Boeheim feels like.
That's bigger than Boeheim.
Yeah, I know it is bigger than Boeheim.
Nice hat.
This is not good.
Yeah, I'm glad that is over there.
We are grief. You got to get it on camera.
We are spiraling downhill quick. We could use that as the wind buffer right there behind that shirt.
Yeah.
And
Grief, look at us.
I thought that's what you brought me for, is the wind buffer.
Well, it's just one of those
Now
things.
that is
there we go. That's better.
That's quality entertainment. Yeah, I guess this is the official embarrassment for me, right? This is where we get Mallet back for all the things he says on the air pretty much the entire... I don't want to...
Wow.
I'm just going to get out of the way. That's a little tough to see. I wish we had some remote control cameras. I think that's enough.
That's
Everybody
enough,
needs
yeah.
to through
By the way, it was the fine folks at Kinney's Sign Shop that did that billboard for me as well. And they did the 31st lap logo for us. So
yeah.
You're having way too much fun with this.
That is sweet right there.
We are far more appreciative of the 31st lap billboard than we are of that photo. Although that is plenty entertaining right there.
We are.
Now, you're a dart professional, right?
Yeah.
When are we playing darts?
Yeah. John Tiff coming down here, race director at the Utica-Rome Speedway. Hey, John, why don't you hop in here? Come on over and sit down. You did a lot of work today, and I'm sure the people at home want to know, how it goes. You can even bring that on. That's fine.
Like the sauce.
This is
Wow.
So we'll stay live here again from the Utica-Rome Speedway. I believe we have some highlights coming up. Is that accurate?
We got highlights coming up. They're forthcoming.
Is that true, Mel? We got highlights coming of the race. So stay with us. Stay tuned. We're gonna have highlights coming up next. We might want to get a TV for that next.
It's kind of like Huey Lewis the News. We need to give them time to create. So,
yeah, I know. I'm giving them time.
You can't rush genius,
Oh, so I know. I never rush myself. So, well, John Tiff joining us now, the race director / PR guy / schedule guy here at Utica-Rome. John, we've all talked about how awesome we thought that race was. What'd you think?
I thought it was very entertaining. It just goes along with what we've had here all season. Everybody, if that was the worst race of the season, then we've done good all year, which just shows you how good the season's been here so far.
Yeah.
Competitive wise.
What do you think it is this year? What is making Utica-Rome so awesome? I don't know if it's. Last year we lost those first 5 races, and that just sucked. We lost 5 races right out of the gate. But this year, the track has been perfect from week 1.
It doesn't race like a half-mile track. It races like a short track. I don't know how to explain it, but you come here, you watch. It's side by side, all the way around, all the way through the pack. Like I said, it races like a short track.
Is this product placement? Because if it is, you're going to want to turn the label a little bit. So there you go.
Hold it right up.
Yeah,
hold it right up.
Yeah. Turn it so you can. There you go. Well, now it's just the side of a can. Rich,
yeah.
Rich, thanks
Rich can't handle it.
By the way, while you were talking, there was no camera angle that we could pick that didn't show Rick stuffing that dip with what is it? Timberwolf?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't go that low.
Yeah.
Skull.
John,
They still make that stuff?
During a race like this, Andrew Hoprello's here, with the Race of Champions, and those guys come in, they do a great job with that series. Most nights you're running the radio, doing 5,000 different things in there. Is it kind of nice to be able to sit back a little bit and not have to do all that?
Yeah, I still have to play, a liaison role between, the track and ROC. But, no, it's a little bit more relaxing for me because it's not, I'm not doing 16 things at once. I'm able to actually focus on what has to happen.
How nice was it tonight to see the crowd and everything like that? You guys put so much hard work in all of these events. Barb Clark and everybody over there. Don't
forget the Coles.
No. I was getting there. And Gene Cole owns the place. All the hard work that goes into it. How nice is it to see it when it's all said and done? How it all played out.
Well, right now is when you get a chance to reflect on it and really appreciate it. When you're doing it, you've got to get through it and then look back and see where your mistakes are and how good it was, and right now is that time. So.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like is that I didn't go down on the track and do the driver intros. I love doing that. It's just fun. But I know Mother Nature.
But you lost the opportunity to lose your voice doing it.
Yeah,
too.
I know, and everybody likes to make fun of me for that, and that's why it's my favorite part.
Yeah, because nothing would make this better when you're sitting around doing this.
Well, my throat. I'm not gonna lie, my throat hurts from. JB and I, we were going back and forth calling that race, and it was hard to stay calm. It was such a good race.
Well, that's a sign of a good announcer, though. If you're getting amped up, then everybody listening to you is going to get amped up, too. And that's probably one of the reasons that you've been picked up so many different places and announced it at Fonda and Utica and Empire Super Sprints and things like that. Shane is the voice, and you, I believe, have given yourself the nickname The Show.
I did not give it to myself, for the record. No. I'll tell you how that nickname came about. We were riding in the ESS van one time. And Dean's talking about, that picture. Yeah, I was the show there. No, we're riding in the ESS van. We're going to Quebec.
That could have been the wasteland.
I know. And Dean's making fun of me.
A train wreck.
And I'm picking on Dean. I'm like, you need to pay me more. I do all this work. He goes, you don't do anything. He goes, I'll do all the work, blah, blah, blah. And I go, just remember, though, when we come to the racetrack, I'm the show.
Oh, boy. Well, so you did open the door.
Oh, I opened the door.
Did say
and then ever since then, he's been calling me the show. So I guess it's...
You did say it.
Oh, I said it, but I didn't give it to myself. I didn't keep saying, well, I'm the show.
But you did say it.
He's the only one who actually calls me that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring up the old episode if you want. We can...
No, we're good. We're good. Whew, man. You know what's... Like John, it's just... It's like that load off now that the event's over. This whole weekend, it's so much fun. We've had so much fun doing this, but there's so much that goes into what happens here. We always joke, and you and I have talked about it. I wish people could see what's going on in town. There's one point tonight, somebody said something funny, and I'm laughing, and I unmute the mic, and I laughed over the PA, and a couple people turn around and look at me like, what the hell is going on up there? And it's just, there's so much stuff that you don't realize is going on. You're working provisionals, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing this, got this guy on the radio, this guy's mad about this guy's okay with this guy's not very happy, and there's just 15 different things going on, and you don't know. Like, it just, you get a different perspective when you're sitting in there listening to it all.
There was plenty of different perspective out here between running around, and it's been a long time since I've watched a race from outside of the grandstand.
Yeah.
Cruising around and looking at all the traffic over there and all the foot traffic around, and everybody stopping to talk and checking out what we're doing and checking out what's going on through the pits, because you got a great vantage point. You can see a lot of the pits from here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So you can see a lot of what's going on. It might not necessarily be any action going on the track, but there's still plenty of stuff to see and check out, and it was a lot of fun.
That turn one grandstand, if you ever get a chance, I don't know if you guys went down there or not.
I sat there.
How would you think?
I love it.
Yeah, how long has that been? Is this the 4th year of that now?
I believe so.
I don't think there's a bad seat in the grandstands.
No,
not at that.
No.
It all along the track, but I sat real low in turn 1.
Yeah.
No issue seeing anywhere.
Yeah.
I moved up to the top, and what a vantage point. I mean, you see all the pits.
Yep.
You see all the comings and goings, and you don't miss anything on the track. I mean, not even up against the wall high coming out of 4. I mean, you get it all, where you usually lose something at most tracks.
Yeah, here, those grandstands are awesome. You know, they are one of the best views, you know, like you said, at any racetrack you're going to go to. I don't think there's a bad seat in the house. Personally, I think I got the best seat in the house, but that's because I'm up on the glass and I got it. And
it's air conditioned.
Yeah. Oh, turn 4? You think turn 4 is the best seat in the house? That is probably the one place here I have never sat. When I used to come as a fan, I'd sit here. I sat here. I think I almost got in a fight with a guy once over a blanket up on the top rope, but that was way back in the day.
I've been down there before.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
No.
He's been hanging out here all day. He's come over and checked out what we're doing and everything. Give him a minute. Come up here for a minute.
John, go back to drinking your adult beverage and rubbing it in over there like Mel. Yeah.
So you've been hanging out here all day. You've been following what we're doing and everything. You know, tell us what's your name and what'd you think?
My name's John Douglas. I actually live about a quarter of a mile up the road.
Oh, so that's why he's still here.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, yeah. But
John, thanks.
I don't miss a race. I've been coming here since I was 6 years old.
Stay right up on that, buddy.
I've been coming here since I was about 6 years old.
Right.
And, you know, my father used to race here when it was paved. And my grandfather used to race here. And the best seats in this place are down in turn 4. You can see everything going on, like you guys were saying about the other places on the track. But there's something about turn 4. It seems like every time a major pass is made at this place,
Turn 4?
Yeah, it's turn 4 that either sets it up or the pass was made.
You had to love last night's sprint car race then, didn't you?
I actually did miss that race.
Oh, what are you doing, man? He never misses a race. I missed that one. We're going to pick on you, too, you know, if you're going to come out here.
Yeah, you subject yourself. You come on.
Everybody's fair game.
Well, I mean, did you know this was going on today? I mean, not the Victoria 200. Obviously, everybody and their brother knew that this race was going on. No, did you know that we were going to be here?
I didn't know you guys were going to be here, actually, and that's why I got so intrigued with it. I'm actually going to be going to school for radio and television broadcasting.
Oh, really?
So
yeah, we have no training whatsoever.
That's not true.
Have you heard our show before?
I've heard it a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yep, I have been listening. If it has to do with auto racing, I'm all over it.
Nice.
Have you driven?
I have not driven, but I do a lot of iRacing right now, and I've done some local karting and stuff like that in the past. So I've got a little bit of what it's like to be out there, but nothing for real.
Well, if you want to make a small fortune in racing, start with the big one. Right?
Unfortunately, I'm already broke. So.
Hey, you're just like the rest of us.
Yeah. Stand in line.
Boy, you fit right in.
Welcome to the show.
Success.
Guy, hey, thanks for stopping by, dude.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, glad to have you listening, and then
how about that?
You know, it's nice. The fan interaction is.
That's the hallmark of what we do, really.
Yep.
I mean, with what we do with Twitter and Facebook and trying to keep people involved, and the fact that we can hold on to a complete stranger's attention the way that we've done. We had a guy, Rich and I were hanging out here, and there was a guy that was just walking by. He came and walked over, and he goes, "You guys are awesome. I'm up here on vacation from Florida, but I listen to your show every week."
That's awesome.
And, you know,
nice.
Earlier I'm falling behind on the live chat here. I haven't been staying up on that quite as well.
And I'm sure they love you for it.
Well, we haven't missed a whole lot, actually. It was a couple people chiming in, listening. We got about 20 listeners, and they're looking for results and asking about their drivers and things like that.
Is that a good thing if he's coming down the stairs?
Looks like we're going to have the... We're going to have to challenge ourselves a little bit here to make this thing work. You guys are going to have to talk while I get this thing
that's
okay.
Okay.
We got mics, so I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Hey, John, make sure one of those things that you had, I end up having one of those before the end of the night. Just throwing it out there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like, they're all gone.
Yeah.
No more left.
Not necessarily gone, but spoken for.
Sorry about your bad luck.
Mr. Varon, how we doing, sir? Congratulations. Bobby Varon's dad walking by. Congratulations again. Hey, keep coming to these big shows. I think every time you're here, he wins. So keep coming.
How can you go wrong?
Oh, yeah. So that was Oh, Matt, don't worry. We fly by the seat of our pants there, so anytime you're ready to hop in here,
yeah, don't worry.
We're fine.
Not a worry in the world.
You know,
Thomas Video is putting together a video package for us here on the 31st Lap Live, presented by Finish Line Web Design, coming to you live, the post-race show from the Victoria 200 at Utica-Rome Speedway. Just want to say thanks to everybody who's helped make this thing come together. You know, we had a ball. We've got the USB. We're going to go ahead and load that up here in just a second. I'm going to turn the reins over to you guys. Encourage everybody to listen to 31stlap.com. Check out Facebook page. Hit us up on Twitter. We're on Stitcher Radio. The free app is available. It's for all smartphones. We're on YouTube. All of it's under the 31st Lap. You can find Dog and Polly, The Sauce, Evolution, Kenny's Two Pennies, variety of local Finger Lakes One podcasts and content. You know, and got to give a big thanks to Jim Sinacropi for helping put this together and getting us out here. There was a lot that went on his end, and we were there awful late last night trying to get all the cameras up and running after the disaster of a night that we had here on Friday.
Yeah, you guys.
Saturday.
Yeah, yes, we were here. It was Sunday.
Sunday, but you're all right.
Sunday, it was difficult, but we got through it. Now, here's the only problem I think we have now. How do we top this?
Go to the next one.
We're going to have to do another one.
I mean, how are we going to top? I mean, and now Thursday night, normally we have big race winners on.
A little late for that, huh?
Well,
yeah, there was other races this weekend.
We can get Jessica sent. I mean, there's plenty of people we can talk to.
Other people.
What about you? Did you say earlier that Sean had been on here before?
Yeah, Sean. No, that was his first time on.
You brought him on last night.
Yeah, right. So we could call him and maybe get him on again here on Thursday night. We'll see. You know, I'm just trying to think ahead a little bit as to who we want to talk to because we only got 3 days and we're right back at it.
Yeah,
this kind of changes it
up.
That's
right. Forget it.
And we got to come up with another debate topic again, and we got a lot to do. You know, if you're listening out there at home, we need you to come onto the Facebook page. Give us topics. Go on, or you can go on Dirt Track Digest. What topics do you want to hear us talk about on that debate? You know, today we debated the sail panels versus non-sail panels. I love sail panels, but
I changed my mind.
Oh, of course you do.
I didn't like them.
How about now?
I do now.
Oh yeah,
that's a hell of a show.
Yeah, exactly.
It adds, I guess, an old school feel.
You probably haven't seen them much, have you?
I don't see them often.
Yeah,
but I've seen a handful,
right.
And I just didn't like them.
Yeah,
and I don't know what it was, but watching it may have just been the facility tonight and the racing surface. That it changed my mind in how I looked at it. The cars kind of had an old school feel to them the way they drove.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, they got that tight push like a dump truck kind of.
Yeah, you really got to drive the thing.
Oh
now.
yeah. Some of the drivers call them crutches. I just think it just changes the car so much, and it changes the driving style of how they drive. Bobby Varon, he has struggled here the beginning of the season. Pat Ward struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season. I'm not going to say it was sail panels that turned them around, but you put the sail panels on, and they got a lot better. I don't know if it's because they have the setup for it or what, but they've struggled, and now it seems like you put those on, and obviously, anytime you run well like that, it usually leads to more positive results.
Right,
it's all confidence. You and I both, we all know that confidence is a major key in how well guys do.
And that's also two guys that have been doing this for a real long time, and they've had experience in having to actually horse a car around the track, using the throttle and the wheel, and like Bobby said, he's on the gas, on the brake, on the wheel, back, and with traffic that heavy.
There was one scary moment. He kind of brought it up in Victory Lane that I didn't ask him about. He was trying to lap somebody on the outside. I think he was on the outside. He kind of got clipped a little bit as he was coming across. Yeah, and he was looking the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And he saved that car. I can't remember who it was. I think it was him, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. So it was irrelevant.
It was a racing deal anyway.
Yeah, it was a racing deal. Yeah, so I don't want to sound negative, so I won't do that. But it was a racing deal, and Bobby, hell of a job, man, to hold on to that car and not catch that front stretch wall.
Even Jimmy Davis, when he was leading on the backstretch there, going through traffic, he got into, I think it was Fuller. Fuller decided to change lanes there in the middle of the backstretch when he was inside of him, and Jimmy got on the brakes going into 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was Jimmy Davis.
He drove the race of his life.
Don't know how many times in that race I said, what is he doing?
He's in trouble.
I believe there was 1 point in 3 and 4. They were 5 wide. 5 wide.
And he didn't hesitate to drive it in there.
He just put it in there and said,
Yeah.
here it comes. I'm going for it, and I don't care.
Well,
He had a great car tonight.
At that point, you got another 4 to 8 wheels outside of you to just let it fly, and God bless him for having
Well, you got to do it though.
The pair to go in there and just
run
it.
And I know that when they're racing, and you see that, Jimmy looked at the scoreboard and he saw who was coming. Everybody knows that Bobby Varon is the sail panel guy. That he is. that is what he does here. He is so good with those sail pins.
That and the extra distance races.
Well, yeah.
The 100 lappers here, he's just got.
And you know, at that point, you don't know. Is he a straightaway behind? Is he?
Oh, you don't know. There's
is he
no
on the
radios.
bumper?
Yeah,
you got no idea. So you're going for all your work.
Jimmy was leading. I guarantee. And we probably we should have asked him. I guarantee he was watching that 00 climb that pylon out there in turn 2. When they got to second, I'm sure he's like, "Oh crap!"
Here he comes. Here he comes.
But he had a hell of a lead at that point, and But he doesn't know he could be right on his bumper.
You don't know. And you're hearing guys all over you because there's no.
Because he's in and out of traffic the whole time.
Traffic. Another kid that did a good job today. I felt bad. Mike Mahaney had mechanical problems in his in the 21 car. He went out there with
looking for a ride. He must.
No, he was out there in the 4 car.
He got one.
That was not AJ Romano. That was Mike Mahaney in the 4 car.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he did a hell of a job coming up through. So that was nice to see him.
So he was in Skip's car.
Yeah, and now Zupi comes back to rub it in once again. Chris, how you doing over there, buddy?
We're running through it right now. I'm going to do the conversion out. That way, if one fails, we can go right to the other.
Okay, so we're getting it done. We're getting it done. We're going to have highlights for all you folks that are watching online here. Hopefully.
About halfway through.
Then thanks to the Thomas video game.
Thomas video came through huge for that, and they're probably watching me what I'm doing and thinking, well, you don't have to do that. And they're probably right, because they know a lot more about what they're doing than I do.
Yeah, that doesn't say much for any of us, though. I think almost everybody knows a lot more about what they're doing than we do.
I'm trying to put together a backup plan, so when the plan A fails...
Oh, like yesterday?
Well, we were on plan X at that point.
Yeah, that camera right there on the laptop.
Well, that means you still had Y and Z left.
Yeah. Y would have been him throwing the laptop over there, and Z would have been the mixer board going that way.
Packing up and going home.
Whoops. Don't want to do that. We're going to go ahead and go back to that guy.
Okay, there you go.
You guys can just keep talking.
All right, we'll keep talking. We'll keep worrying about things here.
What do you want to go with?
What do I want to go with?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm almost drained. Earlier, I was tired.
We have another fan if you want to talk to another fan out there.
Oh, you want Tina to come on? No.
Come on.
She said no.
She said no.
We're in good shape.
No means no.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where this just went.
Well,
I will say, I am so happy the weather held up.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I think we got it.
We gonna voice over it, or what are we gonna do here?
We can.
Is our voice on it, Matt? Still from the race? No sound. Okay, so we'll
give it the voiceover, Mike.
3 minutes? Oh, that's perfect. I can call that.
All right. You've been calling all night.
So it's the last restart. Right, yep, here we go. Last restart of the race. Jimmy Davis. Heck of a restart. Right there, though, it looks like he pushed the nose a little bit going into turn 1.
Yeah, shoved up. He got a great run coming off of 2. That was, he looked like a bullet.
Yeah, you see Stuart Friesen there in the mix, and Friesen at that point, guess what? He's a lap down. And then here it is right there.
He restarted third in line, and he's a lap down.
And there you see Davis push up, and here comes none other than
the move for the win, basically.
Yeah, Bobby Verona again. That was lap number
81.
81. Yep, that's correct. Lap number 81 or 80. Lap 80. He got the lead. Yep, 80.
Coming to the stripe.
Yep, and then that was it. From there on out, he got it done. I mean, Davis stayed right with him.
Jimmy had him a couple times, but Barron's drive off the corner was so good.
Yeah, and
they were using the same lines too.
Yeah, I don't know if the only place watching this that Barron couldn't go was the bottom of turn 2. His car just did not want to drive off that second turn.
No, and it didn't have to. I mean, he was getting such a good run through the middle and then drifting up to the top coming off of turn 2 that he didn't have to go to the bottom unless he was stuck in lap traffic, and he was so fast otherwise it didn't matter.
Barb Clark, how you doing? As we're watching the highlights, and there's the checkered flag again.
Checkered flag.
So Bobby Verona picking up the victory and over Jimmy Davis, Pat Ward, and a quick little highlights there for you. If you were not here, like we said, you missed an incredible race. Get out here to the Utica-Rome Speedway.
State-of-the-art facility. You know, such great people. We had pretty much an open invitation wherever we needed to go, whatever we needed to do. We got it. Even with a cooperation from Thomas Video, it's not like those guys owed us anything, and they took the time to put together a great highlight package for the Victoria 200 from Utica-Rome Speedway.
And look at Bobby. I mean, you can see the excitement here in Victory Lane. You know what I like about Bobby? No matter how many of these big races he wins, he is always excited, insanely excited.
Yeah, it's like the first win every time.
Yeah, he is pounding on the dash.
That's what
in
you
the race car. You know, Dover Dave's there, like, just yelling at him, and he's pounding on the dash. Like it was just, it's incredible. You know, it's good to see.
It's a ton. You don't want to see it get stale for these guys.
Nope. And hey, 10 G's.
It does at times for some of them. You know,
I'd be smiling too. You should ask Bobby to take us out to dinner.
See how that goes over.
Yeah.
You know, one of the great things about catching up with Bobby, he was still in his race suit, and he was still completely amped. When they were over the top three, Pat Ward over there, and then Bobby Verona in the middle, Jimmy Davis. Got to feel like one got away for him. You know, he had such a great run going. But it was so good to see he's still in his driver's uniform. Everybody was still in the driver's uniform, and they were so amped up from that race and that finish and that win, and it was just a dynamite day, just a dynamite Memorial Day. We couldn't have had anything come together any better. Given last night's headaches, it totally makes the day worth it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can't. It does. You know, it doesn't get any better than everything getting worked out like it finally did here today. We got all the kinks worked out. We got all the bugs worked out, and here we are. And you know, Barb, come here. Barb Clark, come on over. No, you got to come sit down for a second. Just
come on in, Barb.
Come on in, Barb. You don't have to say much. Don't
Have
worry.
a seat.
Have a seat. And now we've got
Michael. Hold your hand through this.
Yeah, Barb.
Thank you.
From all of us, we just do want to say thank you for letting us do this here at Utica-Rome. You do a hell of a job here at the Speedway. You guys, you know, everybody that I've talked to today, everybody that's talked to all of us, they mentioned how great this place looks when they come in. It looked like we didn't even have a race here yesterday, and we know that's because of your hard work and a lot of the staff. And again, thanks for the job you do here.
Thank you. I have 3 of the best employees that work with me 7 days a week, and without them, we wouldn't be here.
How good does it feel for this to be done?
I am so happy. It's been a long week with everything that we did this week.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the stone and oil and the pits. It's been a long week.
It looks awesome here, and
Thank
you know, we
you.
couldn't have done what we did today through the course of the whole day without your help, and we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and we
we'd
really
be standing right now if you didn't give us these chairs.
It's not quite
our little deal over there.
It's not quite where I was going with that, but yes, we did have a deal where as long as we talked good about Utica-Rome Speedway, we could have an extra chair. The one, of course, that she's sitting in.
Yeah. But you know what? There's nothing bad for us to say here. You know.
No, there's nothing even close.
Today was a great day. I mean, we can say what the heck was up with the rain, but
No,
I don't think you can control that, Barb.
This weekend was memorable.
Are you a Bobby Verona fan?
Yes, I love Bobby Verona.
Well, how great was that?
It was great. It was great.
Look at the smile.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and it's fun because, again, like what we were just saying, Bobby he's so animated and he loves winning so much.
Yes, he does. Great person.
Oh, man. It's that time to take a deep breath, Barb, and just let it all. It's like,
It's time.
It's finally done. It's done, you know. And so where do you go from here, Barb? I mean, next week, right back to it. Do you at least get a day off? Or
I'm going to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, Thursday and Friday.
Ooh.
What's down there?
It's all Ford Nationals at Carlisle.
Nice.
You know, and
my husband restores antique cars.
You said it was all Ford?
Mm-hmm.
We were real close to being friends. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have one Chevy.
What happened to Mopar?
I have 41 Fords and one Chevy.
They have the Mopar. They have the Mopar Nationals down there too. You know.
Yeah. They do. Never been there for that.
That's awesome.
That goes along with your passing points.
Yeah.
Listen, don't get smart.
Out the window.
Yeah, you know, whatever it takes to get back here. I'm a Ford fan. I'm fine. Yeah, I will duct tape a blue oval on my Ford. On my Dodge, rather.
I'm very,
I can't
I'm very
promise
proud
that.
of him. The '64 Ford pace car, the convertible, the triple white convertible. My husband and my son restored that
Nice.
for our
Oh, wow.
50th anniversary last year. And it will be out Saturday, and then we will use it a few times this season at the Speedway.
We're going to use it tonight
Nice.
of the Richie Evans
Richie
race.
Evans,
Yeah,
it
that's
will
in
be
August,
here.
correct? Yep.
August 22nd.
Yep, and that'll be here.
That track looks smooth as glass. You could have used it tonight without hurting that thing at all, man. It wouldn't even got dirty. That
That's
track
it.
was
That's what
perfect.
that car's for, though.
Yeah.
Speed.
It was a 64.
64 triple white Galaxy convertible.
Nice.
Nice.
It's all
So
lettered
a car that
Utica-Rome.
oh yeah,
Wow.
it's nice. A car I'll never drive.
Now up in the tower, there's a picture of I guess it's probably like a 72, 73-ish rollback headlight Utica-Rome pace car. I thought that was pretty cool. It's no Ford. Don't get me wrong. It's no Ford.
That's okay. That was here last year for our 50th anniversary also.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's
last
too
year
cool.
for the 50th show we had so many things going on here. It was amazing, you know. And we still have the Home of Heroes book. If you haven't had a chance to purchase that, you can order it on the Speedway website or pick up a copy right here at the track.
You got to get here to get one of those.
That's right.
I have them here every day.
Yep. Stop on down and get one. Well, Barb, again, thank you for
Thanks for everything.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
it all.
Thanks, guys. This was the best thing.
We had a ball. I mean, this couldn't have gone off better. And the thing, like we said before, we want everybody to know that we're here. But at the same time, because we need everybody's okay to be here, but we want everybody to know that we're here. But at the same time, we want to be as transparent as possible and not get in the way, because we know all of you have a job to do.
Yeah, you got a lot of work to do, especially on race day.
Yes.
And you guys pulled off a great show.
You guys were great. Yeah, we all blended in, and everything went very well.
Thank goodness. And the rain only came for 5 minutes.
I'm telling you right now, from your perspective, I'm sure it was a headache and a half.
I was freaking out.
I was so happy to see that rain, because that gave us the
time.
buffer. That got us to be able to go live without interrupting any of the other broadcasts that were going on in Seneca Falls. So we were able to pull together on our end a great night, and it was just a thrill to be part of it here.
Well, thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
What date was that, New Yorker, by the way?
Yeah, second weekend in September. Yes.
September 9th and 10th.
Yep.
September 9th and 10th. I wonder if...
You never know. You never know, Barb. We might be back. You might have to put up with us. Well, you put up with me every week anyway, so. Yeah, I know. And next time I'll bring breakfast. Yeah.
There's Zoopy. I can't believe the number of people that have been hanging out just watching us talking to microphones. This is just
it's amazing.
It'll be the same amount of people that watch us online after this is all said and done. They'll get up tomorrow and be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
We're still holding strong. 18 viewers. We're coming up. We're coming up on the.
And where do we go? Did we go an hour?
We're coming up on 56 minutes right now. You know, we did everything that we wanted to do. We got all the people we wanted to get. We got a bunch of bonus content. We talked to pretty much everybody under the sun that was here, and we're so glad to have you hanging out. That's just awesome. This is the first time that we did this without stuffing it into the fence, and somebody actually paid attention to the good one.
So
that's always a good thing.
Well, any final thoughts here? Right? We about that? Is about that time?
Final thoughts. We'll go ahead and start with Rich. Final thoughts. Just you're able to get back here for the first time in forever. You saw Victoria 200 at Utica-Rome Speedway, and what do you think?
Just amazing. It was a great race. For those of you that didn't get here, shame on you. You should have come here.
I put that in through Twitter. Yeah. If you weren't here, man, you screwed up big.
You screwed up bad. This was a hell of a race. If you get the opportunity, stop by the Utica-Rome Speedway for a regular show or any special they've got, because they put on a hell of a show here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, John?
I second that. I mean, thanks to the Coles and everybody, Barb and everybody, for the hospitality.
Absolutely.
They were gracious enough to allow us to come in here and do this. And like Rich said, the facility is. Gene has done an unbelievable job with the facility here. It's spotless. The racing surface is always very, very smooth. It's very good. The racing is fantastic. Food's great. Prices are reasonable. I don't know why you wouldn't be here every week, but especially for these big shows.
I think I wouldn't be here because of the announcer.
You'd be here anyway.
Yeah, I know. My final thought, a couple of big events coming up here next week, of course. We got the Modified Sportsman Pro Stocks, Pure Stocks here at Utica-Rome. Race time is 6 o'clock. 2 weeks, something can't wait. The University of Northwestern Ohio All-Star Circuit of Champions will be here. 410 sprint cars. I'm a sprint car guy.
I'm a sprint guy.
I'm a crazy sprint car guy. You know that. And of course, Modifieds and the 305 sprints. Okay, so that's coming up on June the 10th.
So it's a triple header?
It's a triple header.
Nice.
Doesn't get any better than that, John. 410s. Tim Schaefer, Dale Blaney, David Gravel, Cap Henry, Fred Raymer, Lance DeWeese, Darren Pittman. The list goes on and on and on, and it's going to be great. ESS race yesterday was amazing, and it'll be the same thing when the 410s are here. So come out, support Utica-Rome. And if you haven't been here, come check this place out on a Sunday. You will not leave here disappointed. No way.
You got a Lucas Oil late model show too, right?
Oh yeah, we got that coming up.
Now
in
you're
July.
talking. Now
I know, Chris.
Yeah.
That'll be the show Chris wants to do.
Yep. I would love to do that.
Yeah. Yes, we did. That is correct. Barbara informed us. We brought the Lucas Oil late models into New York because they had never been here until they came here to the Utica-Rome Speedway.
Yep. Yes, that is correct.
Your final thoughts?
Well, I got some final thoughts. I mean, it's been probably 6 years since I've been here, and it was great to get back here. Had an absolute ball. Track was amazing. This was by far and away one of the best races I've seen in a long time. And where we go, a lot of times I spend a lot of time at Rolling Wheels, so just to be able to see a race finish was awesome. Didn't have all sorts of dust and dirt in my eyes. That was a ball.
I got one update.
What you got?
They got one of my friends texting us. How many racetracks have fresh cut flowers in the bathroom?
Yeah, valid point.
Just Utica-Rome. I don't think you see that anywhere else. So,
nope. Thank God.
I mean, yeah. And
did you put those there, Barb?
Word is that that's something else that Barb's got under her hat. Big thanks to Barb and all the help she gave us, and of course to the Coles and everybody that helped put this together. John Tiff, Doug Zupan, Mike, who really took the charge on it, and
again, thanks to all the guests too. We got to thank
oh my God, I can't
all the guys that came on this weekend. Sean Donath, Paul Kinney, Mike Mahaney yesterday. We had Pat Ward, Bobby Varon twice today.
Yeah.
You had Jimmy Davis. You had Brett Hearn. You had Mitch Gibbs. I mean, the list.
Mel Thomas. During the rain delay, we tried to do a web exclusive. We ran into some snags getting that upload. I don't know if there's something going on. Just we don't have all the amenities that we do at home, so there's a little bit of some missing pieces that we try to put together. That will eventually get up there.
And of course, we got to thank Craig Ravel.
Craig Ravel, how do you forget him?
Yeah, and from Finish Line Web Design. Thank him. He came on, talked a little bit today, and of course helped put some of this deal together for us too. So
yeah, it was nice meeting him today.
You guys finally all got to meet him. I've known him. Craig's a good dude, and he really loves racing, and we do appreciate his help.
And thanks for Dino doing all the running today.
Oh yeah, Dino was our gopher there, getting all the drivers from the pits. I think next time we should get him a 4-wheeler or a golf cart. He probably would appreciate that.
Presented by Lucas Oil and AT&T.
Yeah, tell him to bring his own.
Yes, I know what happens when he takes the golf cart and or the 4-wheeler.
You don't ever see Dean again, do you?
If he takes a golf cart or a 4-wheeler a night like tonight, it probably wouldn't be that hard to keep track of him because there's no sprint cars to push off.
No.
Once again, I think we fared okay on our end. A great race.
Good time.
I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up. We've had a lot of posts coming in through text messaging on the live chat and on the Facebook, and the question that everybody's asking is, when are you going to do the next live ones?
As soon as we can find a place.
I would love to have an answer to that one.
Yeah. So I wish we had an answer. There's a lot of talk right now. We talked for a long time with Jay Fish. We're talking about doing a live remote from the Dirt Hall of Fame, which is going to be just awesome to have all those ghosts in the background and all the legendary stuff hanging on the walls and all that. He was going to try and hang out. I caught him on text message. He is already on I-90 and heading westbound. So, but he's got all sorts of photos together. He's been updating the Facebook page himself. So looking forward to building a relationship with the boys over there at the Dirt Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
and that is
really
absolutely
cool.
And that is not just dirt car. That's dirt everybody. And there's all sorts of tracks that are clamoring to get on board with that. So we're really looking forward to it. Doug Zupan, he put in an application to be their historian. So might be saying goodbye to him.
We're never letting him go.
We don't want to let him go.
No.
But anything else?
I'm good, man.
I think
that's it.
I want to thank the Cole family again for getting us through here and tolerating the four of us.
Yes.
Well, they tolerate me every week, so.
Okay, well, tolerating the three of us.
Yeah.
Yes, big props to Gene and his wife. Thank you.
Well,
and thanks
for
to
everyone
thanks
that
to
was
you
involved,
guys.
for everyone that was involved with this, we sure do appreciate it. That's going to do it for this edition of the 31st Lap Live from Utica-Rome Speedway as part of the Victoria 200 weekend. For Rich Post, John Balmas, Mike Mallett, thanks so much for hanging out with us on the 31st Lap Live. We'll see you right back here on Thursday with the 31st Lap coming from the studios. For Mike Mallett, John Balmas, Rich Post, I'm Chris Marquardt. Thanks for everything on the 31st Lap Live presented by Finish Line Web Design.